Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Ichigo Co. This is Ichigo Academy's talk show, podcast, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
This is episode 1. I am your host. My name is Jayquel. I'm the president of Ichigo Academy. Nice to meet you guys. Welcome. Today on our show, we have our first guest, who's also a member of Ichigo Academy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Matthew Lloyd. I am the graphic designer here at Ichigo. So all the cool flyers and things that you see and stuff, I'm behind that.
Yes, sir. He puts in that work. Every time you guys see anything on marketing that's static, that's Matt. So clap it up for him. So today, welcome to the show. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of what like Ichigo Co is. So Ichigo Co is Ichigo Academy's attempt at a show where we talk about the 4 main pillars of Ichigo Academy, which are language, culture, experience, and community. So throughout the show today, you guys will see a little bit of everything there as we go through it. This first episode is a special episode because we actually partook in Anitomo anime convention in Brooklyn this past 2 weekends ago now. But this is a continuation of that episode. So you'll see and meet a few more of our members from there. And then you'll also meet a few more of our members from Ichigo Academy through virtual calls. So without further ado, we'll just begin. So I kind of ask everybody like the same 3 questions. So my 3 questions, we'll start with the first one. So Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I just want to know first and foremost, like, what is like your connection to like Japanese culture and learning or like speaking Japanese?
So me personally, I would say like my biggest like touch point with that is art, especially in like animation. So like anime, I'm a big manga fan as well. I love like Japanese animation, like animated movies and such. But also not just that, but Japanese fine art, I'm a big fan of. I've been a fan of Takashi Murakami for like most of my life now at this point. And you know, again, kind of like he ties in some of those like anime styles as well as traditional like Japanese like wood block painting techniques. But I would say that's like my biggest connection. I got the chance to go for in our residency actually in 2024. Shout out Fusion. Yeah,
Tell us about that. What happened out there?
It was amazing. So a bunch of different artists from the United States as well as abroad, we got together. We were participating in this residency and we went together with a group out to Kaga and Ishikawa, and we stayed at like this really, really nice hotel, like this onsen hotel. It was beautiful, amazing.
Fire.
Called the Hyakumangoku. And it was great. Like we got the chance to like experience Japanese culture and specifically like culture in Kaga, like very deeply, and like get in touch with the city there, especially that part of the town we were in. And just make cool art. So it was like fire. My first time out there. And it's funny because I was planning a trip to go that same year, but later in the year.
Yeah.
But I think I'm way happier I did the residency. That was really cool. So yeah, that's, I would say, like my connections with Japanese culture in Japan.
That's fire. So you guys don't know, but me and Matt also worked together on a project through our other companies. And the project was called Analog Nostalgia. So this was a photo book from 2000. There you go. There's a shirt from 2022 where we did like a calling to other artists and online, and we got around 22 different photographers from New York City and Tokyo to submit their photos about their love of their cities and like the nostalgic references of like, you know, their cities. So everything was shot on film, 35 millimeter film for the most part. Maybe some was like 120 as well.
Yeah, maybe a few.
Maybe a few. But like, you know, we got some heat back.
Yeah.
And I think that like, you know, that project was like kind of like a re-inception for me into kind of like, you know, entering like the Japanese like art space a little bit and kind of like connecting with artists. it was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, I just want to ask you real quick, like, who are like your like top 5 Japanese artists of all
Of
time?
all
It
time,
could be any genre, any
yeah.
medium.
Um, Murakami definitely goes up there. Takashi Murakami. I got introduced to his work as a kid going on a school trip to the Brooklyn Museum of Art. And this was around the time when he was doing his exhibition. So I believe that was 2008. And he had just done the work with Kanye for graduation as well. Like they were telling us, they're like, oh yeah, Kanye West's gonna be here later. And like we're like all a bunch of little kids, like, what? I wish you could come to this like private party and everything. But I just remember the work being like amazing, like these huge woodblock paintings that were just like so extravagant and detailed and beautiful. So definitely Murakami. You know, even after the NFT shit and all that, but it's all right.
Yeah.
He's still my goat. I can't lie. He's a cool old guy.
Okay.
Katsuhiro Otomo, who I actually got the chance to meet at Hype Fest. I think that was in 2018.
2018. I was there too.
Yeah,
Great
great
convention.
convention. Really, really awesome convention. Literally core memories like from that.
Mm.
And I met Katsuhiro Otomo, the creator of Akira. He's another big one for me. I don't know if I would say he's like my goat mangaka. I mean, but he does a lot more than that too. You know, he's like worked on film. He has done like advertising work out in Japan. So you know, he's more than just a mangaka, but he's great. Definitely up there. Musashi Kishimoto, like you know, gotta mention him.
We have him somewhere
There
over
he is
here.
up there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Naruto right
And
there.
then my other goal, literally right above him, Tatsuki Fujimoto. Those are my favorite 2 mangaka. I love their style and the works that they've created. And their styles that I try to adapt myself. Like I like their style so much. I'm like, all right, I want to learn how to draw like this.
That's fine.
And then one more. I feel like I want to do like a musician now. Nujabes, like I'm just going Nujabes, and I feel like maybe a year or two ago I wouldn't have picked that just because like maybe I would have felt like, oh, he's like niche but like mainstream niche or something, you know. But he now I've listened to like a lot of his music, and I've listened to it a lot is what I really mean to say. Like, so there's probably a couple albums that I haven't heard yet, but I've listened to his music a lot, and like it's just like really nice. It can be calming. It can be upbeat. I like to put it on while I cook. You know, like I like to listen to, you know, there's not all of it has lyrics, but like it's just like groovy, and like I feel like it makes you happy. A lot of those songs, and just puts you in like a really nice, like content mood.
I can feel that.
Yeah, I found a new artist who is like his protege, called Uyama Hiroto, who is like one of my favorites right now, like currently right now, like as I'm listening, he's one of my favorite artists to listen to. And he is similar in that style, you know, like kind of like hip hop, jazz, fusion. I think Uyama Hiroto plays sax, and he's collabed on a couple of tracks with Nujabes. So I would say Nujabes because he put me on to one of my current favorite artists right now, and his music is amazing. Yeah.
Okay, word. That's a great list, bro.
Yeah,
That's a great
thank you, thank
5.
you.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, Nujabes was really good. That was probably like one of the most influential artists for like my time, like beginning in college. When I was studying Japanese like 13 years ago, I remember listening to the Modal Soul album, and like Reflection Eternal. Even to this day, if I have to lock in, like that's my lock-in song. Like I can loop that song a million times and never get sick of
Metaphorical music, bro.
Yes,
what? Like need me to do any task? Putting that on.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Is
yeah.
Bro. And then of course, like what put me on a Nujabes is probably Shiki no Uta, the Samurai Champloo opening song.
Yep.
Yeah, like that. Gotta get it by Yo, that song.
You know what's funny? I didn't even get into Nujabes like directly after watching Samurai Champloo, which is so interesting. Like he still, for me, I was like, okay, like his stuff is cool, but like I never like really dived in until maybe like I want to say like 3 or even 4 years after that.
Okay,
when I was really like when I was getting into like a jazz phase, and I was like, okay, like this is really, really, really good. I don't know why I wasn't listening to this before.
Hey
Yeah.
man, sometimes the connections, like the ideas, they're seedlings, and then they just
Hmm.
come through and blossom into flowers and trees in your mind
Hmm.
later on. You
Yeah.
feel me? I feel that. Hell yeah. So, now that you guys know a little bit about Matt, I want to kind of like put you guys on to like some like Ichigo Academy kind of like culture and what we do here at Ichigo Academy. So, Ichigo Academy is a online Japanese language school
Hmm.
where we teach Japanese. So we do it through a few different ways. The main way you can learn, of course, is through our courses. So you can take a Japanese course, which is a collection of like usually like 10 classes.
Hmm.
So each course is around 10 classes. Each class is like 2 hours.
Word.
And right now we're actually starting our first course. It's called the Japanese Language Beginner Boot Camp.
Hmm.
So that's for people who have never learned Japanese or maybe have tried but have probably dropped out at like hiragana, katakana. Like for me, that was like one of the hardest points just starting because it's like, what do you mean there's like a whole alphabet? What do you mean there's three different alphabets?
Yeah.
Like it is so crazy.
Yeah.
So we developed that specifically to help address that issue
Hmm.
and that problem. We also have other courses launching in the fall time, but we might be doing pre-sale in the summer,
Hmm.
like later summer. So look out for that. But yeah, we're all about kind of like right now the beginner level courses.
Yeah.
But also we don't just do courses; we also do workshops. So because culture is one of our big pillars here at Ichigo Academy, the workshops kind of like fulfill that niche
Hmm.
where every workshop is different. Like we offer free workshops, we offer paid workshops. The paid workshops, you'll get a little bit of everything. Right now, we just did the what was it called? The Shodo and Flow, which was Ink with Ichigo, sorry, which was Japanese Shodo, which is Japanese calligraphy.
Hmm.
So we did that workshop recently. We're about to do our Paper and Playlist Club,
Nice.
which is the origami live
Yeah.
workshop party
It's gonna
that
be
we're going to
fun.
be doing in collaboration with Secret Base 218.
Mhm.
Those guys are awfully familiar. I wonder who they are, right?
Who knows?
Who knows? And then we also run a like kind of like bi-weekly or like bi-monthly. Like, I don't even know what the code is for that, but like we run this thing. It's called the Japan Trip Survival Guide. So if you've never been to Japan, specifically Tokyo for this season, this is for you.
Hmm.
In that like workshop, it's a 3 hour online workshop. You're gonna learn everything you need to know to like survive in Tokyo. Because yeah, they speak English in Tokyo, but there's just a lot of cultural nuance to like Japanese culture
Hmm.
and learning Japanese that you might not understand when you first get there. Like it's kind of like a culture shock. I think historically, every single movie or show always kind of shows like Japan in like this like mystified aura, right? But like honestly, there is a lot of culture in Japanese culture that's just not publicized in mainstream media.
Hmm.
So when you get there, you realize, oh, there's a lot of like unspoken rules and unsaid rules that I probably should have learned before I got there. So that's what the Japan Trip Survival Guide is for, to really get you prepared for that.
Yeah.
I wish I had it before I went to my first trip to
Mhm.
Japan because I was breaking all the rules. But look at me now, right? What else do we offer? Of course, we're about the community. So, like I said, we have free workshops.
Mhm.
Every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we offer free workshops. We just did the Ichigo Radio workshop.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna do the oh my god, I forgot what we called it.
Washoku?
The
Or did that
literature.
happen already? Oh yes,
Yeah.
the literature one.
Oh
The
yeah,
reading.
Yomi with the homies.
Yes, Yomi with the
Yomi with the
homies.
homies. So we're doing a Japanese literature workshop. So if you're into like Japanese books, novels, literature, and you want to learn about it, check out that. It's going to be great. Shout out to Kata and Juyun, our workshop leaders. They hold it down to really
Mhm.
bring those workshops to life. And yeah, we're just constantly re-innovating and doing different things, especially to like get people in who might not be like the traditional type of student, right? There are like two types of students who come to Ichigo Academy. We have student A, who is probably like into Japanese culture through their hobbies.
Mhm.
So like manga, anime, video games, fashion, movies, music, novels,
Mhm.
right? Like, or maybe they just want to travel to Japan. Like these are a lot of reasons why these people kind of like want to learn Japanese, right?
Mhm.
So for those type of students, we do recommend like coming to the workshops, also trying the beginner lessons so that you can at least become conversational,
Mhm.
right? And like, be able to dive deeper into Japanese culture. But then we have student B, who's I mean, they're both serious students, but
Mm-hmm.
student B is focused. They have a goal in mind, and specifically, it's probably to take the Japanese language proficiency test or
Mm-hmm.
whatever equivalencies there are. And so there are 5 levels for that. There's N5 and Go, which is the lowest level, and Yon, and San, and Ni, and Ichi, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for those who don't speak Japanese yet. And those are Japanese language proficiency tests. They actually get harder as you go up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of hours studying. And when you take the test, it's not just knowing vocabulary, it's also grammar, it's also listening. And sometimes now recently too, there's like other certifications that you have to take where there's a speaking like portion to it too. And they
Yeah.
rank
Wow.
you on how strong your speaking skills are.
Mm-hmm.
So here at Ichigo Academy, we make sure that you understand all 4 of those elements of Japanese, which is reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you're doing the workshops, no matter if you're doing the courses, we get you ready to make sure that you're prepared to take on any challenge. So that's kind of like everything that we do currently here at Ichigo Academy for those who did not know. And yeah, now I'm going to transition over to the next part, which is going to be kind of like I guess, what is it called? We're going to interview the school. So we have staff. We have around 10 staff here at Ichigo Academy. And you guys are going to be listening to some interviews or watching some interviews from our 10 staff. So of course, right now, first up, we have Matt. So Matt's my first victim. I'm just kidding. He's the first person to get interviewed. So Matt, my first question to you is, like, why Ichigo Academy? Like, why are you here at Ichigo Academy working with us and helping us build what we're trying to achieve?
Well, first and foremost, I believe in the vision. So I'm here and I want to help see Ichigo Academy grow, of course. And it gives me the opportunity to, just do more design work, bolster my portfolio and what I do as well, and just make more stuff. Like as a designer, I think you want to be making more things just to hone your craft, and like making different things is also really good as well, because then you can experience new types of things and just learn new techniques and stuff. So that's why I am the graphic designer here at Ichigo. But just being here at Ichigo, it's helping me also learn Japanese, which is something that a language that I know a little bit of and I would like to know more of. So it gives me the opportunity to do that, and it gives me the opportunity to practice Japanese as well and like keep it fresh in my mind. So yeah, I would say those are my reasons for Ichigo Academy.
That's fire. I appreciate that, bro. My second question to you is, if like knowing what you know now, being around Ichigo Academy for so long, right? If you could learn Japanese again from the beginning, what would you do? Like, how would you approach it differently compared to what you did before?
If I could approach it differently, what I liked about how I did it before, so the first time I did it was like years ago, with Duolingo. And I don't have Duolingo anymore, but I, after the fact, began to use, after I've forgotten a little bit of hiragana and katakana, I began to use like textbooks. And I think that helped a little bit more. So I think more like instructional learning would help. I think like Duolingo is cool, but like it's, the fact that it's kind of like built like a game and like an app, it I think only goes so far in terms of like what you can learn for like phrases and like how to use the phrases and like get in the practice of using, and then also writing too. And just get like, different formats. I think also like, learning it in an instructional sense, it allows you to visualize the information differently than like an app would, and like the way like Duolingo's format was. So yeah, I would say that's what I would do differently, is just like more of that earlier on, and continuing that consistency, and getting in the practice of doing that.
I can feel that, bro.
Yeah.
I can feel that. I think one app you might want to check out, I mean, shout out to y'all, but Wanikani by Tofugu is a great app to like lock in on learning kanji specifically, and then like improving your vocabulary. But I feel like they got the learning / gamification down.
Right. Yeah.
like,
You've
to a
recommended that to me. I
science.
got to get on that.
Yeah. So I like Wanikani. My next question to you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like not related to Ichigo
Hmm.
Academy. I mean, you could be, but like, like where do you see yourself as a person and as a professional in 5 years from now?
I feel like I'm gonna be like very much in my stride, like, and like doing what it is, creating the things that I am. Maybe pretty like experience wise established by then, I would say. That doesn't say that the learning is done. There's always learning to be done. But yeah, I see myself being quite established with like 20XX and having that go to new heights, and that being a established staple in New York City.
Yes, sir. Let's run it up.
Yeah, and I just see myself working on like really cool things, like the swag still going up, like
Yes, sir.
yeah, I imagine that I will have find a better balance between like my passions and my work. You
Okay,
know,
word.
my what is the Japanese principle again? It starts with
Uh,
an E.
like
Ikigai.
Ikigai, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I will. That's what I see in 5 years for me, is like really getting deeper into that and finding how my life, work, passion, creativity, these things kind of blend into me, and
Word.
my self expression as me, or just like the way I live my life. Yeah.
I pray it's gonna be good, bro. five
Yeah.
years from
Yeah.
now, shit, watch out, world. Um,
Watch out.
my last question to you is, where do you see Ichigo Academy in 5 years?
Hmm. I see Ichigo Academy like, oh man, like doing trips. I see Ichigo Academy in Japan. I see Ichigo Academy like doing like really, really, really cool things and getting lots of people excited about learning Japanese.
Mhm.
In the way that we already are doing them, but just like 10x that. Like if we had like 10, 30, 40, 50x the people like involved with like, the workshops, the classes, people are like going on trips, like there are coaches and things like that. Many people would be able to recommend it as well.
Facts.
I see it being really fun for, those that take the chance on Ichigo and say, hey, I do want to learn Japanese and this is the place for me to do it, and I want to see what this is about. I think it's going to work out really nicely for them, and they'll be really happy. Yeah.
That's gonna be a blessing, bro. Thank you.
Of
Oh
course.
yeah. So before we close out, I'll just like do a few more little sections and then we'll close out for the
Hmm.
day. So I just wanted to, I guess, like give kind of like, our mission and vision statement in like a edit, like whatever this is gonna be in the conversation. But for those who don't know, so again, so Ichigo Academy is an online Japanese language learning school. Our mission is to be able to like make it easy. Pardon me. Our mission is to make it easier for people to be able to learn Japanese from the start.
Yeah.
I think that our four main principles of language, culture, experience, and community all come together to really make it possible. And then I think the vision is that we not only have a successful school, but we kind of like transform the way that people do like person to person learning in the future. I think
Hmm.
with like AI upcoming and kind of like that being like the main source of people learning language, I think that there's still a place for like modern day like or like traditional like learning from a teacher
Hmm.
that's not just a pre-recorded video, like actually learning from people and passing on the knowledge, the customs, and the culture. I want that to survive and I want that to succeed and go into the future.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the vision of Ichigo Academy, is to become like, the contemporary Japanese language school.
Hmm.
And also to, of course, spread across the world where we have multiple locations. We're popping up in different cities and we're meeting all of our community and having them join us in our journey and mission
Yeah.
to do that. Uh, and then I'll just answer like the last three questions that I gave Matt. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Jayquel. I am the president of Ichigo Academy. This is not my first business. When I was younger, I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 16. But mainly like I love business that like kind of like Ikigai. I didn't know what the word was when I was 16, but I've always wanted like an Ikigai style business, which is like something that like the world wants, something that you like to do, and something that like has like utility,
Hmm.
right? And I felt like I was always trying to find that through my different ventures. The most recent ventures would have been the company that kind of like supports Ichigo Academy, which is Landline Studios, which is a creative production company, creative studio, you can call that. That basically originally the inception was to create kind of like advertisement and like tell stories from like the weird in between like pocket of like American and Japanese culture. There's like a
Mhm.
lot of history between the two countries and a lot of interaction, innovation and re-innovation and reinvention between all of that.
Yeah.
So Ichigo Academy is kind of like a product of that too, building off of that kind of like company that we have. Also, I think if you guys want to know a little about me, I did study Japanese for like 13 years. I'm not going to say I'm like perfectly fluent in Japanese. Like, I studied long enough to have like, ranking level of like N3 certification at my peak. But I think right now, I think what I love about Ichigo Academy is that I'm able to like dive back into the learning, right, of Japanese because we can never like, we can always be students and we can always learn new things. And we can also learn things a different way. So I think as we develop these lesson plans for Ichigo Academy, I'm starting to like pick up tips and tricks that I wish I knew
Mhm.
back when I was first starting learning Japanese. Shout out to my sensei. They were all great and they did teach me a great like Japanese like curriculum. But yeah, other thing, I am a photographer. I love visual art. They call me a visual artist, honestly, because I love photography. I love illustration. I love just making like these like universes and worlds and putting them into like stills and sometimes video as well. But that's kind of me. If you guys wanted to like get to know me a little bit, now, if I could learn Japanese again from the beginning, I would start, yeah, like just getting down hiragana. I think that's like the most important building block of Japanese is hiragana because that's how it sounds. Like I e u e o ka ki ku ke ko. Understanding just like the reason why that syllabary is so important is probably the most strongest thing that's going to get you far in learning Japanese because it's going to be able to help you pronounce the words and also break down what you see. And you can also use the hiragana above the kanji, which is called furigana, to be able to read kanji and then take those readings, put them into your app, your dictionary app, and also pocket some kanji and learn some more like complicated phrases, idioms, and things like that.
Mhm.
So I would say start there, focus there. Don't be scared to speak to people. Don't be scared to ask questions and find your community where you can also feel comfortable doing it. Like I think that the reason why I stayed on for so long was I kind of had like the four pillars of Ichigo Academy around me. Like I was going to language classes. I was vice president of my school's Japanese student association club, and I was there for most of my years. I had the experience of traveling to Japan a few times and also like experiencing like New York City's lit ass Japanese culture that we have here. Like there's so much stuff in New York, it's crazy.
Mhm.
And last but not least, community. I had the boys, I had the girls, I had everybody, like just the homies, like kind of like take care of me, put me on. People who I could like consider like big bro. In Japan, they call them like senpai kohai relationships.
Mhm.
I had those, and that really helped me like stick on with the language. And like like I'm about to link up with them next month when they come through, so it's gonna be a good time. So shout out to the gang. So that's what I would say. It's kind of like just having all those things. What was the next two questions? It was, what do I see myself in 5 years? Um, well, I see myself probably in the same spot, but like in a different vibe. Like I think working hard to develop Ichigo Academy with other businesses that I have at that time, locking in, really like kind of like just growing and becoming a student of the game, right? I think that like to me this business shit is like not just like oh I'm trying to get rich scheme. It's like it's an art to me and
Mhm.
it's really a science as well. And I think that there's so much that I really want to gain and learn in my experience. So hopefully in 5 years, like my portfolio is a little bit more stable, a little more steady,
Mhm.
and we can do cooler things with the revenue that we pull in for the culture, for the community, first and foremost, and also just like to help build the vision of Ichigo Academy and any other projects that we work on. So I'm excited for that for the next 5 years. And of course, like y'all gonna be a part of the journey. And then where do I see Ichigo Academy in 5 years? I mean, ah, fuck it. Like we're gonna be the best Japanese language school there is online, at least for now. It's hard to overtake the modern day mom and pop Japanese language schools in Japan. Big respect for y'all. But for over here in our market in America, I'm trying to take over, and I'm trying to make sure that everybody is kind of like, a part of it. Everybody eats. So let's get this money, let's get this bag, and let's make Ichigo Academy the best place. We don't have like a catchphrase yet. I know we were doing the workshop the other day, and I learned the term like Ichigo Ichie, which is kind
That
of
was
like,
what I put on the Shoto and Flow.
yes,
Or no, it was the Ink with Ichigo flyer.
yes, that was a good phrase in there.
Mhm.
I think that like finding some type of like model for Ichigo Academy that's like similar to that, because
Facts.
Ichigo Academy is about like the recurring meeting of people, and kind of like enjoying the time that you have with them,
Mhm.
whether you're learning from them, whether you're exchanging culture, community, things like that. Like, we're a people business. I'll be real with you. Like, we're in the business of people. I could not do this alone. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to everybody on my team.
Yeah.
You guys really helped the vision go from being an idea to like, being something that I'm like, I guess I gotta load up and become a content creator
Yeah.
and post for it every weekend,
Mhm.
probably 3 times a day. I'm not to make a new post for now. So yeah, so shout out to y'all. But yeah, that's why I see Ichigo Academy in 5 years. So to sign off for the show, right? Of course, we're gonna inject all the other things in between this. To sign off on the show, thank you guys for watching today. So Ichigo Academy, we have the show Ichigo and Co. We are going to be doing new episodes, hopefully every week.
Yeah.
And this
Nice.
is your way to get a little bit of culture, a little bit of language, a little bit of experience, a little bit of community on your daily commute, on your big screen or small screen. And hopefully this is something that you look forward to every week. So we are signing off. We will see you guys next week on the next episode. And yeah, shout out to y'all. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.
じゃあまたね。
じゃあまたね。お疲れ様でした。Peace.